This video contains content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. You just knew it wouldn't be long, with it being Black History Month, that we were going to get some more depressing news. This 6-year-old baby right here was sent to a mental institution because she was cutting up in class. You know, with all this training that I've been hearing about for the past 20 or 30 years, when is it going to start to kick in? I mean, what type of training are these people receiving? The mother said that she chose this particular school because they're supposed to have been trained in dealing with children with disabilities. And yet and still, well, this is Florida, so that might tell you something there. But too many times that some child, especially black children, is being sent to some jail or some mental institution because some teacher cannot deal with them. And ain't no way where you can tell me that a grown person cannot corral or deal with a 6-year-old child. And they're always going to use them excuses like, well, within the law, the person did nothing wrong. Some of us black people, we keep doing wrong by putting our children in this position. You keep thinking that, oh, it's a nice, good school, but you gotta look at it. Is it a black school or is it a white school? If it's a good school, they're gonna have a bunch of white kids there, and you're gonna bring your child there. Your child is not going to get the same treatment that those other kids receive. Regardless of what happens from this day forward, this will always be with this child when it should never have been.
A Florida law is under new scrutiny after a 6-year-old was involuntarily committed to a mental health facility following an incident at school. The girl's mother is now questioning the wisdom of the Baker Act, which allows authorities to force a psychiatric evaluation on anyone considered to be a danger to themselves or others, including kids.
Man, when they create laws like that where they can do that to a child, those laws mean they need to be torn up, and immediately remodified. And the person that created those laws, if they're still living, they should be arrested. And when things like this happen, why don't you ever hear from Al Sharpton and these damn reporters like Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King? You would hear from Lee Merriman, but I think they already have an attorney on the case. But you would have heard from him. He was just a little too slow. Him and old Ben Crump. But why don't people speak out about this? You know, I'm down with my boy Kobe, and what they were saying is wrong. But why come people don't speak out, black people speak out about stuff like this? This is wrong, man. There's no way in hell that this child was supposed to be sent to some damn mental institution because some teacher can't handle her. And I've dealt with all kinds of children way older than that. And I ain't have to call no damn police or the other parent.
In a body cam video, sheriff's deputies are seen responding to a call from the girl's school. The sheriff's report says she was destroying property and attacking staff. But in the video, a deputy openly questions why she's being taken away under a Florida law meant for people considered a danger to themselves or others. Manuel Bojorquez is following this.
No, you're not going to jail.
This police body camera video shows a Duval County Sheriff's deputy leading a seemingly calm 6-year-old Nadia out of school on February 4th. In the car, the conversation continued.
This your first time riding in it? Ooh. Cool. No, I don't have any snacks. I wish I did. I'm sorry.
The deputy is heard talking to another officer about Nadia's behavior while in her custody.
She's been actually very pleasant. Right? Very pleasant.
I think it's more of them just not trying to deal with it.
At one point, it appears little Nadia did not understand where she was going.
Well, I call it a field trip. Anything away from school is a field trip, right?
The girl, who has ADHD and a mood disorder, was held in a mental health facility away from her mother for 48 hours. The girl's mother, Martina Falk, sitting with her attorney, broke down while watching the video.
She ain't coming.
She's mortified. She's horrified. Angry.
They argue Nadia should have never been placed under Florida's Baker Act, which allows authorities to force a psychiatric evaluation on anyone deemed a threat to themselves or others, including children.
If you can't deal with a 50-pound child, 6-year-old, then you shouldn't be in education.
Officials with Duval County Public Schools say student privacy laws prevent them from discussing details of the case. They told us Wednesday an initial review showed the school's handling was compliant both with law and the best interest of this student and all other students at the school. The family now plans to file a lawsuit.
She's going on a field trip to hell. That's where she's going. And her life is forever changed.
For CBS This Morning, Manuel Bojorquez, Jacksonville.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
The mother doesn't know what they're doing. The officers don't know why they're taking the girl away.
And the officers, hats off to them because they handled that situation.
Oh, yeah.
With so much compassion.
Particularly
That sheriff's
female
deputy
officer.
was great, yeah.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Big questions, though, about what was happening to the school system.
Yeah, they didn't know why they were doing what they were doing, but they didn't see a problem.
I specifically placed my daughter at this school back in August of 2019 because I was told that they had specifically trained staff to handle special needs children.
Martina Falk says her 6-year-old daughter Nadia has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and a mood disorder. Surrounded by her legal team, she told us her daughter's nearly 2-day mandatory stay at a mental health center away from her mother did more harm than good.
She's traumatized. She is not herself anymore. I don't know what the long-term effects are.
It happened here at Love Grove Elementary. In the sheriff's report, a responding social worker said the girl was a threat to herself and others, destroying school property and attacking staff. She was removed from school and committed to a behavioral health center for psychiatric evaluation under Florida's Baker Act.
Why was she Baker acting? Why wasn't she properly given the love and attention that she needed?
Duval County Schools tell CBS News Baker Act decisions are made by a third-party licensed mental health care professional. And they say, we've reviewed the school's handling of this situation and find it to be compliant both with law and the best interests of this student and all other students at the school.
No, you're not going to an asylum.
In 2018 in Cocoa, Florida, this 12-year-old boy with autism was hauled off in a police cruiser. It was the boy's first day in middle school, and during a meltdown, he scratched himself and then made a suicidal reference. That's when the school resource officer acted. The boy's mom, Stacy Plonsky, says the school should have called her before enforcing the Baker Act.
The behavior plan outlined what to do if he makes verbal threats. They only had to follow the plan.
The number of children involuntarily transported to a mental health center in Florida has more than doubled in the last 15 years to about 36,000.
I absolutely think that the Baker Act is being overused.
This week, Florida's legislature is debating major reforms to the nearly 50-year-old law. Jennifer Webb's bill would require better training for school officials and resource officers and establish more consistent rules on exactly when a parent should be notified that their child might be committed.
So it should only be used as a last resort. And Baker acting 6-year-olds just seems excessive to me.
Webb believes that funds allocated for schools after the high school shooting in Parkland could be used for better training. As for the 6-year-old girl in the case here in Jacksonville, her mother says she is still looking for a different school for her. Anthony?
All right, Manny, thank you. Boy, you have to believe that the parents should be notified first.
I don't know enough about the Baker Act to really comment on it intelligently, but it does seem to be that they need to rethink a lot of things associated with it.
6 is young for a mental health facility.
Yes, especially involuntary.
I wonder, is Gail going to interview the people at that school and ask them over and over, do they think it was wrong for them to send a 6-year-old child to a mental institution without even calling the parents? You know, this has been quite some February. One of our great basketball icons and Kobe Bryant, they trying to tarnish his name with rape allegations. They know we don't like that. Then we have people in Charles Barkley that go and echo those same words, and they know we don't like that. Here it is, they want to send a 6-year-old child, and that's going to be on her record forever. I don't care what they say. It'll always be there. Send this child to a mental institution. They know that we don't like hearing things like that. They know that it's going to anger us and piss us off. And my thing of it is, when are we going to get tired of being angry and pissed off? With all this training and stall tactics, nothing has changed. I see more of the same. And it seems as if when one white person loses their job or whatever behind these racist comments and acts, here comes another one to turn around and pick up the banner and do the same damn thing. The punishment for white crimes is not stiff. That's why they keep doing it. No stiff sentences. If they do get fired, how do we really know that they are fired? How do we know that they haven't been relocated, given a lump sum of money so they can live their lives on out? How do we know that this doesn't take place? And like when they say they'll send these people to prison, how do we know that they're going to prison? You're not there to prison to see if they're there. Do you go check every day? They won't allow us to go check and let us peep in and say, okay, yeah, you're there. All right. You don't know. How do you know they didn't move him to Switzerland or some damn well? Just tell us to lay low. We don't know. But one thing I do know, when white people commit these white crimes, they get no time. And you just know some innocent black person is probably going to get killed by some cop. You know, it's the same playbook that they keep running over and over. It's always something with these damn people. You know, I would be for homeschooling, but my thing about homeschooling is you are not a qualified instructor. There are going to be things that you are not qualified to teach your children. So how will they learn these things that they will need to know? They really want you to homeschool, because I'm going to tell you, in those 60s and 70s when they started busing black children to white schools, white people took their children out of those schools and homeschooled them. That's why they are so dumb today. We had to force those people to teach our children. And today, we have to force these people to treat us right. Because they're not doing it on their own. They have to be coerced. My thing of it is, I just really hate that most black people, they left the hood and left their black schools to go to some other hood, and what you did was you made white schools better, and you made black schools, you killed them. See, a lot of black people think that the white man's grass is greener than theirs. And the reason the white man's grass appears to be greener than yours is because who's doing that damn yard work? back during that time, it was a black man. So we black people, man, we got to get together and we have to stop looking at problems with other black people as their problems when it's our problem. Because sooner or later, it's going to trickle down to you. And it's going to be your problem. And you're going to want somebody to assist and help you. The people in Florida need to demand that that law be changed. And they need to call that school and demand that that instructor or whomever it was be fired. You know, if I didn't know any better, it's like these people were trying to provoke us into a confrontation, knocking the stick off our shoulder. And although it seems as if we were trying to avoid that, but the fact of the matter is, sooner or later, we are going to give them just that. You know, you got to always remember this. Respect and power is not given, it is earned.